The Indian Defence Forces have performed several operations over these years and have executed extremely well. The beauty of our defence forces is that, apart from protecting our country through all the unforeseen situations and enemy attacks, we also give our full support and assistance to another foreign country when they are in need of us. One such example is Operation Cactus, Maldives Crisis 1988, where the defence forces, especially the Indian Navy, played a major role in the success of this operation. Maldives is a small independent island country located southwest of Sri Lanka and India. It is the smallest Asian country, spanning roughly 298 square kilometers, and is the second least populated country in Asia, with just around 5 lakh plus inhabitants. Maldives is also famous for its white sand beaches and clean ocean. Hence, it is a spot for tourist attraction. Maldives became independent from the British in the year 1965. It was known for its peace and tourist attraction. But later on, Mohammed Abdul Gayoom became the second president of Maldives after President Ibrahim Nasser. There were two unfailed attempts made to take over his position in the year 1980 and 1983. After some years, a person named Uma Maheshwaran, who was a member of the People's Liberalization Organization of Tamil Eelam, otherwise known as PLOT, visited a businessman named Abdul Latifi of Maldives. The purpose of his visit was to propose an offer to Abdul Latifi where both of them together can change the government of Maldives. Abdul Latifi very much liked the offer and didn't want to miss this chance. Hence, he agreed to his proposal. Then came another attempt to take over the position of Abdul Gayoom and change the government on 3rd of November 1988. The idea was to make Abdul Latifi as the president so that he could encourage the smuggling of guns, drugs and gold in Maldives. 2 days before 3rd of November 1988, two fishing trawlers were sent from Sri Lanka to Maldives with around 80 men on the order of Abdul Latifi. One trawler was made to anchor at the presidential jetty and another at the commercial harbour. After this, one troop had gone to the radio and telecommunication center of Maldives. A famous actor, Yusuf Rafiu, was inside the center recording for a teleplay, Life is Like That. The enemies tried to attack the radio and telecommunication center and had fired several rounds, but fortunately weren't able to succeed and Yusuf Rafiu was safe. Another troop had prepared to capture the Republic Square where the president stayed along with his family, but President Gayoom was escorted to a safe place by the defense minister. People at Maldives usually wake up by hearing the azan of masjid, but on the dawn of 3rd November 1988, people woke up by hearing the sound of gunfire. The rebels also attacked the NSS, National Security Service of Maldives, which included the Air Force, Army and Fire Brigade. The NSS weren't prepared enough to face the attack, so the enemy had an upper hand in this fight. A person named Hussein Adam of the NSS tried his best to defend the enemy, but unfortunately didn't succeed and had to lose his life in this attack. The enemies also quickly gained control over major government buildings, airport, television and radio stations and many other places. On realizing the sensitivity of the situation and the danger of his country, President Gayoom requested military intervention from Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Singapore, where all the three countries denied help, stating their lack of military capabilities. Later, he contacted the United States but was told that it will take them 2-3 days to reach Maldives. President Gayoom then contacted the United Kingdom, who advised him to seek assistance from India. India did not give any excuse for not helping Maldives during this crisis, and immediately a meeting was arranged by Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi at Delhi regarding this issue. The Indian Defence Forces immediately started on this mission, and the Indian Army, Navy and Air Force had to work together in order to execute this mission. The Indian Parachute Regiment was entrusted in this operation. Illusion IL-76 aircraft of the Indian Air Force flew from Agra Air Force Station to Malé International Airport. The Indian Paratroopers arrived at the Hulhule Island within 9 hours after the appeal from President Gayoom, commanded by Brigadier Farooq Balsara of the 6th Battalion Parachute Regiment and the 17th Parachute Field Regiment. The Indian Army required the help of a person who is much familiar with the territory of Maldives. A.K. Banerjee, the former High Court Commissioner of India, was one such person who knew the territory very well and agreed readily to support the Indian defence on their mission. The Indian paratroopers were able to safeguard the president, but still entire of Maldives had to be rescued from the rebels. Meanwhile, A.K. Banerjee had observed something strange at the harbour. The ships that were anchored had lights on in it, and suddenly one ship started to move. They then realized that the ship that started to move had the rebels in it and also the Education Minister Ahmed Mustafa of Maldives and few other hostages captured by them. Brigadier Farooq Balsara instructed his men to start firing. Rocket launcher, MMG and small arms were used for firing. The steering of Latifi's ship had jammed and it started to move in the direction of Malacca. It had high chances of getting lost with all the other ships that were heading towards Malacca, and if this happened, it would be impossible to capture Latifi. The Indian Navy was immediately made alert of this situation. On 4th of November, around 4:30 in the afternoon, an IL-38 aircraft detected Latifi's ship. INS Betwa and INS Godaveri were close by, and both ships started to move towards the MV Progress Light. The last and the final task of the Indian defence was to capture Latifi. The rebels tried their best to change the direction of their ship, but fortune wasn't in Latifi's favour. Captain S.V. Gopalachari of the INS Godaveri immediately reached for the attack, and INS Betwa followed them. Latifi was also given a warning to surrender, but it was of no use. The Indian defence did not tolerate this and attacked them with a 30mm anti-aircraft cannon with which the front portion of the ship was broken. The rebels then lost their hopes. Some were shot dead and some managed to jump off the ship. Then the Sea King helicopter started to lift the casualties from the ship. Latifi was finally captured. The Indian defence had done something that was never done before. To execute such a mission in an unknown location and in such less time is really commendable. And the most amazing part is that there is not a single casualty in the Indian defence during this mission. The Indian Defence Forces received praise from many international countries on the success of this operation. The operation also strengthened the Indo-Maldivian relations, and till date the people of Maldives and its government have huge respect for the Indian Defence Forces. Operation Cactus is just a fine example of our defence force and its readiness to help anyone, whether our country itself or a foreign country, when they are in need. Bharat Mata ki Jai, Jai Hind.